With the arrival of Star Citizen's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo event for 2022, here is the best ships to buy in Star Citizen. I'm going to tell you which are the best ships to buy in Star Citizen by either in-game credits or real-world money pledges from the RSI website. Now, I've been lucky enough to test a fair few of these ships in-game and get hands-on experience with all of them in various gameplay loops, including cargo hauling, combat, and some casual exploration. We'll be focusing on general usability in-game. Therefore, as much as I would suggest purchasing an Idris frigate, that thing is A, not in-game, and B, just too expensive. But seriously, all the ships I mentioned in my list today are flyable and purchasable in-game. So go have fun if you're picking something up. If it's your first time playing, or you're joining during a free-to-play week, use my link in the video description to get free credits to spend in-game, perhaps towards your new ship. These are the best ships of running through various gameplay loops currently available in Star Citizen. As the game develops further and further, and I get older and older, eventually I'll be able to suggest other starships, like one of my favourite ones, the Hammerhead Corvette. Sadly, this ship isn't super practical in-game for running missions right now, so it goes to one of our honourable mentions. Without further ado, here we go. One of the most popular ships in Star Citizen is the Drake Cutlass Black. This ship is so popular, it spawned several other versions, which you can also find with different uses, such as the Cutlass Red, Cutlass Blue, and very recently, the Cutlass Steel. If you're considering picking this ship up, it comes to about $100 on the pledge store and around about 1.3 million in-game credits. As the most versatile Cutlass, the Black offers several features that make the ship fun at the entry level. Gun racks, a co-pilot seat, a gun turret mounted on top. What's not to love about this ship? I mean, come on. Now, the ramp on the back can be used to load ground vehicles, such as small rovers or even speeder bikes. The ship's FTL quantum drive can be upgraded to fast variants, allowing you to get around the standard system in no time. In terms of weapons, you've got access to 4 times size 3 hardpoint for weapons, and an extra player on board also has access to the mounted turret on top of the Cutlass Black. Additional weapons feature missile racks, meaning you're prepared to go into almost any situation into reverse. Now, you're going to be able to run a fair few bounty missions with the Cutlass Black, but maybe not the highest ones, so just keep that in mind. Cargo hauling is also fantastic with the Cutlass Black, meaning you can mount up as much as you want using the cargo space available. In terms of troop transport, if you're doing bunker missions, you can also stock a fair few of your friends on board to go and deploy to some PvP missions on the ground. With its side doors, you can definitely deploy in a variety of ways. I just got to mention one of my all-time favourite ships in Star Citizen. This is my personal favourite, the RSI Constellation Andromeda. This ship is a good starting point if you're looking to dive into the verse with friends and do some multi-crew missions. Sure, it has been in the game for ages at this point. I personally bought it around 5 years ago, no, probably more than that. However, the ship is still good to this day. It offers a multifunctional role between transportation, exploration, and combat. The Constellation does have other variations that can fulfill dedicated roles, more specifically, such as the Aquila and Tarsius. However, the Andromeda is an excellent roundup of all of these. Coming in at around about $240 or an in-game credit price of 3.5 million, this ship is considered cheap compared to others we're talking about today. Weapon system wise, the 4 mounted Rhino repeaters, which are on a gimbal mount, allow the pilot to fire and deal some high damage. Combined with the missile racks, it makes the Constellation Andromeda a worthy opponent. However, if you take on board friends to multi-crew this ship, you can use the top and bottom mount turrets with their M4A cannons. Cargo-wise, you can carry around 96 SCUs in capacity, and a range of ground vehicles such as the RSI Ursa rover. One of the unique features is the Snub Fighter. The ship actually has a P-54 Merlin close-range fighter docked aft. The docking feature works inside Star Citizen right now, and you can detach and deploy the fighter and then redock to the ship. Helpful for multi-crew missions, I think. You can take the ship out yourself or get friends on board to do multi-crew missions, and you'll have tons of fun. It is easily one of my top picks and one of the ships you'll see me flying around with inside of Star Citizen. There are numerous missions the Constellation Andromeda can take on, including going head-to-head with an Aegis Hammerhead. Fighter-wise, I've got to recommend the Anvil Arrow. Coming in at around $75 or 972 credits, this light fighter is perfect for taking on quick fighter missions. I found myself deploying this little fighter to quickly do light combat missions and get back in time safe and sound. The ship boasts advanced thruster technology, a weapons package, and an ultra aerodynamic frame to outmaneuver opponents. The main features of this fighter craft are its agility. The aerodynamic frame and the advanced maneuvering thrusters allow the Arrow to be one of the quickest and nimblest fighters in Star Citizen. Weapons wise, There are a pair of size 3 mounted gun hardpoints and even a pilot controlled top mounted turret. There is a missile rack which lacks a spark you typically assign to missiles. You've got to be very careful of using these. Once they're gone until you resupply. The folding wing feature is something I love. The Arrow can fold its wings while landing, making the ship's profile smaller. Keep that in mind if you plan on docking this fighter craft elsewhere. Say on board another ship I'm going to mention in this video. Sadly, the Arrow does not have any cargo space or storage space, so keep that in mind if you're picking your first ship. Fancy packing firepower onto a quick and nimble starship? The Redeemer is the gunship for you. Seriously, this is one of my all-time favourite ships to fly in Star Citizen. I only picked it up very recently this year. And if you want to do some quick missions in-game, it also suits your gameplay style with friends. The hull of this beauty is dotted with turrets and missiles, while also being equipped with strong shielding and a plethora of weapon systems. The Redeemer excels at engaging a wide range of enemies on the front line, patrols, or even escort duties. Picking up this gunship will set you back around $325 or 8.6 million in-game credits. As far as I know, you can't rent this ship in-game yet, so keep that in mind. I think if you want a well-rounded gunship, the Redeemer is your best call, in my personal opinion, of course. But no one can deny this beauty is packed with weapons. The Redeemer features dual man turrets for your friends to climb into, as well as 2 remote turrets, one situated on the aft and the other on the ship's bow. All the turrets are strategically placed to deliver swift and precise offensive firepower towards your target. A pair of guns are also under the wings, which are C788 cannons, not to mention the missile rack, which deals a fair bit of damage. Watching what you're shooting at is very key in game. You don't want to blow your friend up now, or do you? The tactical cockpit has the intuitive layout that allows the pilot to see a complete command overview of the Redeemer and use a suite of combat capabilities. The armor on the Redeemer is a little bit lighter than you would expect from a combat vessel, but the heavy shield array makes up for this and you can soak up a surprising amount of damage. So yes, the Redeemer is an excellent choice if you're after a fast yet heavy-hitting gunship in-game. How can I almost forget mining? A rewarding gameplay experience from Star Citizen is mining. As such, having a vessel to go out and mine with can be key to some players' experience in the verse. The MISC Prospector is one of the best ways to go about this, as one of the only 2 mining vessels in-game. It's a single-person operated vessel that features a mining laser. This little but cute ship will set you back around $155 or around about 2,061,000 in-game credits. The main features are the mining laser, which is retractable and adjustable, and the scanner, which is designed to target pockets of ore and extract the mineral you're specifically looking for. This is an obvious choice for those who want to go to mining in-game as their style. The vehicle does have the ability to hold up to 32 SCUs of raw ore in 4 external containers. Thankfully, with its 2 gun hardpoints, which can hold size 1 guns each, the ship has not been left defenseless. Some might think me odd, including the C8X Pisces in this list, given it is a snub scout ship that typically comes with the Anvil Carrack. You can purchase the C8X by itself or as part of a starter pack for Star Citizen. It's a nimble little ship with 4 sized 1 guns and has 4 SCU of cargo space. Now it can also fit many other players on board, meaning if you're doing bunker missions, perfect. If you're looking to pick this ship up, it'll cost you around $45 or 400,000 UEC in-game credits, which isn't too bad. The ship contains enough quantum fuel to travel across the Stanton system. Looking at the ship, it's super easy to work with. Getting in and out of the C8X is actually one of the easiest ships to work with in-game. You can use the rear door ramp, which is also perfect for quick squad deployment on your next mission. Ship-wise, the Pisces can fit into a lot of ships' fighters and hangar bays. Its intended use is to work with the Carrack as a small shuttle to deploy away from the main ship. So while the main ship is checking out the star system, you can send out a shuttle and explore. However, I strongly recommend and believe that the Pisces can work by itself, hence why I'm advising it as one of the best ships to buy in Star Citizen. Well, I better recommend you a fighter again. Well, more of a fighter who can take a few more hits than the Anvil Arrow. Star Citizen players love the Aegis P5G Gladius for its performance and simplicity. Picking up this light fighter will cost you around about $90 or around about 1.2 million in-game credits. Having 3 size 3 weapons, 2 size 1 shields, and a missile rack to decimate any fighter that stands in your way is awesome. Arguably, this is one of the best light fighters for PvP combat in Star Citizen. Now, the only limitation you might find is due to your own skill. Therefore, if you're going to take this one out, train with it beforehand. The fighter is one of the main ships of Squadron 42, which is Star Citizen's upcoming single-player component. If you're the type of player that is going to be doing bounty hunting missions, I'd seriously consider the Aegis Gladius. This light fighter can easily take on a range of enemies in space. However, there are plenty of other fighters in Star Citizen. I've already mentioned the Anvil Arrow, but I think if you're just starting out, the Gladius is probably the better option. Okay, I've got to talk to you about what's probably one of the best ships in Star Citizen. This is the Anvil Carrack Multi-Crew Explorer. Seriously, this is a ship I've had the most fun with in years when it comes to playing Star Citizen with friends. The earlier mentioned Pisces snub fighter fits into the Carrack, but this ship can also be loaded with rovers for grand deployment. Coming in at around the very expensive mark of $600 or the in-game credit cost of $27 million, this ship features a lot of things to play with. Multi-crew is the heart of this ship. The Carrack is built as a single, self-sustaining ship designed to make long-duration voyages throughout space. Specifically, it's designed to transit jump points and deal with extreme conditions in the final frontier. With the upcoming inclusion of Pyro, which is a new star system for Star Citizen, I can see the ship having more of a role in gameplay coming forward. Being self-sufficient means the ship carries an onboard medical bay. This allows players to heal up and most importantly regenerate, aka respawn, here on board. Simply set your spawn point on the ship, and if you die while out exploring, you'll respawn on board at the medical bay. The ship features reinforced fuel tanks for long duration flights, allowing for extended FTL range and the ability to cross the likes of the Stanton system multiple times. However, one of the best features has to be the Carrack's bridge. It's divided into an upper and lower bridge and features control surfaces for extensive scanning, mapping, charting sensor suites, multiple crew stations, and a largely unobstructed canopy. The lower bridge includes 3 handling control seats, the center being the pilot seat. The upper bridge does include 2 crew stations with 3 MFDs and a commander station. The starboard control station can also control the remote turret located on top of the ship. Now the commander station has 2 MFDs and has the ability to pilot the ship. There is a small elevator that connects the upper and lower bridge, so don't get lost inside it. Another excellent feature of the Carrack is the modules on the ship's underside. The Carrack is capable of carrying 3 swappable modules under its belly. These modules are designed to allow the Carrack to adapt to more specific jobs. The default modules on the Carrack are cargo modules capable of carrying 456 total SCU of cargo. Now weapon-wise, this might be considered a bit of a downside. The Carrack lacks weapons for the pilot. However, as I mentioned, the ship is the heart of multi-crew gameplay. Therefore you should be thinking about taking your friends with you, or maybe you can recruit some people to come on board. Just something to think about. So this is my best ships to buy in Star Citizen. I should preface, as I know there'll be comments, this is my personal opinion and preference list. You may have different tastes and disagree with my suggestions, but feel free to tell me your favourite ship in the comment section below. With the IE 2952 event taking place in Star Citizen and special sales coming around now and then, it's always worth taking a look at what sort of deals you can get in game if you're serious about getting into Star Citizen. Remember, if it's your first time playing or you're joining during a free-to-play week, use my link in the video description to get free credits to spend in-game, perhaps towards your new ship. Star Citizen is an impressive game and development project, but always research before logging into the game for the first time. If you are hesitant about joining and getting into the verse, I'd recommend checking out a free-to-fly week before making any purchase decisions. Stick around, as I've got a bunch more Star Citizen gameplay content coming up very soon, including checking out some ships I've mentioned inside of this video in a more detailed way than I've done so previously. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've been Captain Jack, and I'll see you in the verse.